It is incredibly easy to procrastinate. Sitting down and actually getting started on all the goals you have takes willpower and effort. It may feel like you're forced to push a boulder up a hill. A good way to visualize procrastination is a pair of chains keeping you tied to your comfort zone. However, it is important to realize that you're not procrastinating because you're lazy. Laziness should be understood as a prison of the mind. You want to be doing something, but there's a force inside your head working against you. So step one is to ask yourself, why haven't I started yet? Are you avoiding work out of fear of failure? Maybe you've convinced yourself already that even if you tried, you'd fail, or maybe you have already tried multiple times to make that change, but never succeeded and now your willpower is shattered. But there's a problem with this. Pushing aside things that seem too tedious for that moment will only build up stress and anxiety over time. It's important to realize you can't fully escape whatever it is you should be doing. So, whether your goals are something simple like preparing your own meals instead of ordering takeout or cleaning your room, or more general like working out, learning a skill, or starting to make money, I want to talk about some general steps you should take and personal advice that should help you reevaluate your position and keep pushing. The first mistake I know for a fact you're making is doom scrolling. Whether it's here on YouTube or on TikTok, Snapchat, or Instagram, constantly watching videos rather than actually taking that first step is holding you back. Do me a favor and check your screen time on your phone. Does it look anything like this? Now imagine if you had spent all that time actually focusing on your goals. These apps are designed specifically to keep your attention glued to them. You should start treating them like your biggest enemy and avoid them. This may sound extreme, but think about it. How long have you been lying to yourself saying you can regulate your time, only to end up wasting days doing nothing but chasing short-term dopamine? Social media is an addiction you can compare to drug use. Quitting cold turkey is nearly impossible for most of us, but I have managed to cut my own time down to an hour a day over the span of 5 months. Yes, really. App time limiters have been my wonder cure, but that alone was not enough. Something crucial you need to do if you truly wish to make a change in your life is planning out your days. You don't need a detailed daily schedule laying out when to eat, work, and sleep. It's enough to write down 1 to 3 things you wish to accomplish at the beginning of your day and then turn off your phone. This next thing isn't mandatory, but if you live with someone you trust, ask them to keep your phone with them until you've finished all your goals. You can use your limited screen time as a reward system to stay consistent and more happy about your choices at the end of each day. But let's say you need to work with your laptop or PC to accomplish your goals. They give you the same opportunity to get distracted. So what can you do then? A relatively simple solution is to disconnect from your network altogether. If that isn't possible for your task, you can try logging out of all your socials. Most of them won't serve you videos unless you're logged in. But keep in mind, those are just steps that should help make it easier for you to detox. In the end, you still need to make the active decision to resist. The truth is, there is no foolproof way to keep you from choosing to procrastinate. Neither with your phone nor your other devices. There is nothing actually stopping you from choosing to waste your time on these socials. But that is also precisely the point. Once you start making it harder for yourself to access these things, it becomes an active choice to return to them. Remember, you are the master of your own destiny. You clicked on this video because you wish to make meaningful changes and gain new insights. I'm simply providing tips on how to overcome this big issue. At the end of it, no matter what I tell you, you still have to want it to make your dreams come true. But of course, doom scrolling isn't the only thing that keeps people from achieving their goals. As hard as it may be to hear, if you're struggling emotionally, you're less likely to succeed. It's vital to acknowledge and address these things. I know a lot of people say this, but seeking help isn't anything to be ashamed of. Whether you're just burned out, dealing with heartbreak, or even suffering from mental disorders, you have to declutter your mind before you can take on more burdens. You may hear a lot of people online tell you to work through the pain or use it as motivation. While that can definitely work for some people, it isn't the healthiest way to approach growth. Even people who manage to use their pain as motivation will eventually have to work through it in other ways. Sometimes we're too stubborn or prideful to admit to even ourselves that we're broken. Take a few moments and think about your situation from an outsider's perspective. Would you think you're all right? Maybe you are avoiding difficult tasks to cope. Taking the easier route is, well, easier, but it won't get you to where you wish to be. Think hard about where you're at in your life and what steps would actually help you get out of your slump. Ignoring your mental health and staying in denial will only hold you back longer. You cannot wait for motivation to kick in. That's an unreliable and unrealistic method of going about anything. Stop making excuses and get up. I know it's exactly the step that's so excruciatingly hard, but I promise you, once you actually get started, it won't be as hard anymore. You need to approach yourself as if you're the most interesting project in the world. You'd love nothing more than to turn yourself into the version you wish to be, and every step you take is one more achievement. You may say, but I don't have time. Wrong. You have time. You just waste it on temporary joys. Even if you have to reschedule other things, you make time for what's important. And what's important is you. Never use excuses as genuine reasons not to do something. You're gaslighting yourself, holding yourself back. I said it at the beginning already. There's something within you working against you, and you need to fight it. You need to step into the ring and beat it with everything you got. But what if I fail? You will. You will fail many times before finally succeeding. As the saying goes, what defines you isn't how many times you fall down, but how many times you get back up. I'm too tired. If you're exhausted after work, then you simply do it on the weekends. In the end, the only person affected by your actions is you. Burn that into your brain and use it to build your own motivation. Now stop watching videos and grasp hold of your future.